Tomorrow is the anniversary of my son James Treasure, who lived life to the full. I was his dad. I'm Hughie Treasure. I'm from Dudley Community Church here in Dudley. And James lived life to the full. He loved life to the max. And what I liked about him right up to the end, James expressed his love for Jesus Christ. He expressed it, his love for God. Now I remember when James was born, I'll never forget it. It was a beautiful moment for me because it was right. He got born on the 3rd of October 1996, and at 4:20 I was holding him in my arms after 5.5 years of waiting for a child. And his death was very similar. He died at 13.5 years of age, and he died in my arms in Birmingham Children's Hospital. But I remember James was a strong person spiritually. He loved Jesus with all his heart. And I remember when he was 8, just after his 8th birthday, we told him that he had cancer, and he was playing his Xbox, and it was a great moment. Looking back, it was a great moment because James says, "Dad, don't worry, Jesus is the healer. Come on, let's carry on playing." How much he recognised that, I'll never know, but his expression was he was trusting Jesus. And also at his baptism is when you've made a decision for Jesus Christ and you're going to follow his ways for your life. And baptism is just like having a marriage ceremony. It's a declaration that you love Jesus. And on his baptism, it was here at DCC, never forget it, I had the privilege of putting him through the waters, and it's a full immersion in a big massive tank which we got on the stage. And we have to say to every candidate, what's your confession of your faith? And James said in a deep voice, "Jesus is my healer." Folks, you can imagine, the place erupted. We went into praising God and glorifying God. There was loads of tears because it was a time where his sickness was heavy upon him. And I remembered just the day before he died, and he died on the 14th of April 2010. And the day before, he was sedated. He was in Birmingham Children's Hospital. All our family was around him, and he got up, looked up, and he says, "Who's died?" And we didn't know whether to laugh or cry because it was just the humour of James. But looking back, he was saying, "I haven't gone yet." What he was saying was, he knows where he was going. He was going to heaven because he knew all about heaven. And weeks before, he was asking more questions about it. Looking back, was he preparing himself? And we all sometimes say, why do bad things happen to good people? It's a question we'll never know. But looking back on James's life, he didn't know that question, the answer to it, but he trusted Jesus all the way through it. How did I cope with his loss? I'll never forget when he died in my arms. I have to be honest. Part of me, and Tina will say the same, that's my wife. Amelia is his younger sibling, which she was only 6 at the time, would say the same. A part of us died with him because you'll never get over that. But what I liked about it was, at the time I was numb, and in the natural I was upset, and I don't know how I was going to cope. But spiritually, all that I learned about Jesus kept flooding back. It was beautiful. The scriptures, what the Bible tells us, you can stand upon these words. I stood upon them. They were flowing around in my head. They were my comfort, they were my hope, they were my strength at the time. The scriptures what says, "I'll never leave you or forsake you. I am your healer." And I look back, James is healed now. James is in heaven. He hasn't got cancer. He hasn't got problems. He's enjoying the beauty of heaven. He's at the right hand side of the Father because that's where Jesus is. And he's enjoying all the beauties we have in this world. Heaven's got more and more on top. And you know the beauty of it, he knows more people in heaven than he did on this earth. He's not alone. We had 3 miscarriages before we had James. We tried for 5.5 years for a child. So when I was holding him, it was perfect. Those 3 children, because the Bible clearly lets us know, those 3 children are now with my son James, also in heaven. So he's not alone. So all those are comfort to us as Christians, as believers in the Bible, when we lose somebody. How can you have that same peace through your times of pain? Folks, it's Jesus. The world's strongest man, the world's cleverest man, the richest people in the world cannot manufacture peace through problems. They can't. Reason why I know that, because the Bible says Jesus is the Prince of Peace. Jesus says, peace I have, peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, but as I give. The peace he gives you, it says, goes beyond understanding, and I'm a living witness of that, because when he passed away I didn't understand why I had this peace. I do now. Looking back, it's that peace he gave me. Every time I'd speak to somebody about his death, I'd be telling them about how great God is, how awesome he is, and they'd say, I don't know how you can do that. When you've got Christ living within inside of you, that's how you can do it. He was strengthening me from within to be able to cope with the pain without. So I want to encourage you, if you're going through any situation, circumstance, can I encourage you, call upon Jesus. The Bible says, lean upon the Lord and he will bring you through. I hope this has been a help to you as Christ was a help to me.